Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm filming this makeup look right here. So it is a pretty classic Valentine's look with a focus on hot pink because that's my favorite color all year round and especially around Valentine's Day. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. If you do, please don't forget to thumbs up and hit the subscribe button in the down bar, and there is also a subscribe button on the screen here that you can click. So we're just going to get right onto it. So the first thing I'm doing is starting off with Fix Plus. This is my favorite thing to start off with before I do anything with my makeup. I find it just gives me a bit more hydration and it helps everything glide on a bit easier and stick to it because it has glycerin in it. So I'm just going to spritz that all over my face and then wait for it to dry. And in today's video I was trying out the Nivea Men Aftershave Balm. So this has been made famous by Nikki Tutorials if you guys watch her. So it's a men's aftershave balm, but it works really well as a primer because it has glycerin in it. So I've been using it a couple times. This is the first time I'm using it in a video. So what I find you have to do is really rub it in first, like literally keep rubbing it in until it's like you can't rub anymore, and it should become very, very tacky, and that's what's going to help the makeup stick to it. I'm then going in with the L'Oreal Lumi Cushion Foundation. So I love this foundation. It is such a good coverage and it's so luminous. But if you do have oily skin or combination skin like myself, you do want to set it because it is super, super dewy. But I find for Valentine's Day, you know, if you're going out on a nice date or whatever you're doing, or just hanging out by yourself and you want to look dewy, this is the foundation you want to use because it is so, so luminous. So of course I'm just blending that all over my face using my beauty blender. And yeah, you guys know the drill. After foundation, I'm moving right on to eyes. So the first thing I do is start off by priming my eyes. I use the MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot to prime them. So this is just like a tinted kind of cream product. So I just put that all over my eyes with a synthetic brush. And yeah, that kind of evens out the redness in my eyes and like any of the veins, and it helps prime them. So it is great. And then I go ahead and I set that. So I'm just using this color right here from one of my Too Faced palettes. So I just like to set when I prime my eyes just so it's easier to blend shadows over. So you can do whatever works for you. And then after that's all set, I'm going in with my BH Cosmetics Blush Neutrals palette, and I'm taking this pink color right in the top there, and I'm just going to be using this to blend through the crease. So this is a very bright hot pink color. I just put a little bit on my brush to start with because you really want to build up the color so it's not just like crazy at first, and I'm just using a MAC 217 to do so. I'm then going ahead and adding a bit more, and I'm kind of focusing it more in the crease and on the outer corner. So this is just going to darken it up a bit and give it a bit more intensity. I'm then going in with this color here from one of my Tarte palettes, and I'm going to be using this just to kind of bring down the brightness of the pink a bit. Not that I don't want it bright, but I think this is just going to add a bit more depth to it and make it a bit more, I don't know, wearable, I guess. So I'm just adding that in the outer V a bit, and then I'm bringing it through the crease. This part's optional. If you like the bright pink look, then you can keep it like that, but I just wanted to tone it down just a little bit. And of course, just doing the same thing to the other eye, and I'm also making sure that everything is blended out very seamlessly. I'm then going into one of my Too Faced holiday palettes and taking the color Parfait, and I'm going to be using that to pack all over the lid. So it's a really nice frosty kind of pink undertoned color, so it's just going to give a bit more pop to the eyes there. So I'm just packing that all over. You can see what I'm doing right here. You probably could stop at this point and leave it like that, but I wanted a bit more pop to the eyes, so I'm going in with one of the L'Oreal Infallible shadows. This is in the color Glistening Garnet, and I'm going to be packing that all over the lid on top of that frosted color we just put, just to make it a bit more pink. And then just going back in with the 217 and blending everything out just to make sure it is all seamless. I'm then going to move on to the rest of my face, so I'm going to use the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in NW20 to cover up any of my blemishes, and I like to use this on my nose as well because it helps cover up any of my blackheads and pores. This concealer is literally so full coverage, so if you need to cover up any spots, this is the one you want to use. It is so foolproof. And then going in with the Urban Decay Naked Skin in the lightest shade, and I'm using that to cover up my under eyes and highlight my face. This concealer is literally so lightweight and it doesn't crease as long as you set it, and I absolutely love it. You can see by my little dance I just did there, but it is such a good concealer. So if you're looking for a new under eye / highlighting concealer, you should definitely check this one out. And then I'm just using my Real Technique sponge to blend this out. I like to use my Real Technique sponge to blend out any like concealers and stuff like that, just because it's a little bit more, it's a little bigger and I like the flat end on it. And then I use usually my Beauty Blender for my foundation. I'm then going in with the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette and taking the two lightest shades here, and I'm using a mix of those to set my under eye. I use these pretty much every single day. I absolutely love them. I did also see that Kat Von D is planning on coming out with loose shadows of these, or not shadows, loose little, what are they called? You know what I mean. But anyway, so she's bringing those out so you don't just have to buy the palette. I'm then going to set the rest of my face using the MAC Studio Fix powder. Usually I would use the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish because it's a bit lighter, but because I'm using such a luminous foundation, I want to use a bit of a heavier powder. That way it's going to last all night. I'm then taking this bronzer here from Tarte called Social Butterfly, man, I can't speak today, and that's just from one of their holiday palettes, and I'm just going to be bronzing my skin up with this. And then going back into the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette and taking this color right here to contour the rest of my face. And for blush, I'm using the color here called Tray Fab. This is from a Too Faced holiday palette. I'm using a lot of holiday palettes in this video. But yeah, this is just a very pretty pink, like a pale kind of pink color. So I thought it went really nice with the look because I was going for a very pink Valentine's look, as you can see. And then using Mary Luminizer to highlight. That's obviously no surprise. I basically use that every single day. This gives me life. I love it so much. So I'm just going to be using that to highlight all the normal places. Like, look at that. Look at the highlight. It's just so good. It's so good. And I want it to be a little extra glowy today, so I was adding a bit above my brows as well on my forehead because, you know, it's Valentine's. You can be super glowy for your date. And then I hopped off camera and filled in my brows here, and now I'm moving on to the rest of my eyes. So I'm taking that same color that we used through the crease from the BH Cosmetics palette, and I'm going to be adding that onto my lower lash line. So I'm just using a flat definer brush to kind of pack the color on there. And obviously doing the same to the other eye because you want them to match, of course. Or if you don't, I mean, do you, boo. Do whatever you want. I'm then going to be taking this brush here, and I'm going to be taking a bit more of that color from the Tarte palette that we used to mute out a bit of the pink earlier. And I'm using this to blend out the lower lash line. And then going to be using the NYX Jumbo eye pencil in the color Milk, and I'm just putting that in my waterline just so it looks a little bit brighter. And yeah. And then obviously curling my lashes because that's very important. And then I'm taking Mary Lou and I'm using that to highlight my inner corner and my brow bone because, like I said, it's my favorite highlighter ever, so use it everywhere. And then setting the rest of my face with the Urban Decay Chill Makeup Setting Spray. So this is just going to tone down the powders and make them look a bit less cakey and hold everything in place for all night. Then while that's drying, I'm moving on to my lips before I do my mascara. So I'm just going to be lining them. This is just with a hot pink lip liner from NYX, but any lip color really would work with this. A nude would also look really nice, or if you're feeling bold, you could probably do a red lip as well. I just wanted to keep it all pink, so I'm just lining my lips and I'm filling them completely in. And then for my lipstick today, I'm using the Too Faced Melted collection, and this is in the color Melted Fuchsia. These are really good if you're going out on a date or out for dinner or out somewhere all night long because they last super, super long and you don't need to touch them up too much. I'm then just adding a bit of eyeliner, so I'm not doing a wing or anything, and I'm just using the Kat Von D tattoo liner in the color Trooper. So I'm just doing this to give a bit more depth to the eyes when we put on the mascara. For mascara, I'm using the Tarte Light Camera Lashes mascara, so I'm just going to be giving myself a generous coat of that. You can also apply falsies if you want to, but I mean, I don't wear them too often, so it's completely up to you. And then once you're finished with mascara, that is the completed look. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to thumbs up the video and hit the subscribe button in the down bar. And I hope you guys have a very happy Valentine's Day, whether it's with a date or by yourself. Just have fun and remember that just love yourself. That comes first before loving anyone else. So yeah, I will see you guys in my next one. Bye everyone.